Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp Sad. Today we got ourselves a 4K Blu-ray review for Batman 1989. Yes, all four of the original Batman films came out to 4K this week, but unfortunately, the only one I picked up this week was the original with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, directed by Tim Burton. I of course wanted to get all four of them, but this is also a week where quite a few other releases came out, so I kinda had to prioritize a little bit. And also, big thing is, your boy is not made of money. So anyway, I was really looking forward to picking up at least this movie in 4K because I figured it was going to be the one Batman movie they bring to 4K this year, if any, because it's the 30th anniversary of this movie, but it's also Batman's 80th anniversary, so I figured, hey, they'll at least do this one, right? So, as you can see by the cover art, it's a brand new design and all that, and, needless to say, this is probably not what I would have specifically picked out for this kind of movie, and they did this for all four of them as well, and, you know, I think it does look better in person, because sometimes cover art looks better when you see in the store versus, you know, online, because this one's got a nice reflective, vibrant gloss to it, which I really like. But, you know, I really would have preferred if they just kept it simple, like with the Batman logo over a black background like they used to do with the VHS and the DVD and stuff, because I thought that was just really helpful, but, you know, I do kind of understand why they would do it this way. And to be fair, I think it's because part of this just kind of, it feels almost a little asymmetrical compared to the other ones. I think the other three actually look fine, but, you know, not to say this one looks awful, it just feels like there could have been a better option for the cover art, in my personal opinion. So, now if we just take off the bat slipcover, and over on the inside you got the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc with some really cool new designs on it, which I really like when they do that. And then of course you got a couple of these little insert things here and there. So you got a pamphlet here all about the, oh, there's actually two of them, okay. So yes, you got two little pamphlets talking about the DC Universe streaming service, which I do already have, and I highly recommend it if you're a DC fan, if you haven't already got it. Seriously, Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, Young Justice 3, go watch them. And of course, here's the digital download copy code, if gets it first can have it. Just answer me one thing. Do you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? So, before we get any further, let's tell my quick thoughts on the movie itself, because obviously I didn't do a review of this when it came out, because there was no YouTube back in 1989. And there is also no me, and this is probably the last good opportunity I'm gonna have to talk about this for a while. So, I've always enjoyed Batman 1989. You know, I remember watching this movie, you know, renting it several times in the video store when I was like 4 years old on VHS, and this movie, along with Batman and Robin, were part of my live-action Batman upbringing, because I watched these religiously before the Nolan movies started to come out. So it was kind of cool that way, because I got to kind of experience the evolution of these movies from a more natural perspective, not by watching the new ones and going back and watching the older ones. But, you know, Michael Keaton is great as Batman. You know, the suit looks incredible. Danny Elfman's score is just, it just gives you the right Bat feels. Jack Nicholson, of course, steals the show as the Joker. Some really great production value and some great sets, and just overall, it's a great looking movie. And you know, it's not a perfect movie, it's got some issues. You know Batman does kill people, there's maybe a couple of technical issues here and there, but overall I still think it's a really enjoyable movie. So that's enough about the movie. I'm sure now you'll want to know about the movie and how it looks in 4K. Well, this movie absolutely looks fantastic in 4K. I was a little skeptical of picking up the 4K and watching it in 4K, because with some of these older films, you know, it feels like it can be kind of hit or miss. Some can look really good, some can look okay, and some could look not great, you know, Terminator 2. But no, this is a fantastic 4K transfer. The blacks are so deep and rich. There's more detail in there. You know, there are moments in this movie, different scenes outside, where I could tell finally that, hey, it's like it's lightly raining outside in certain parts. I definitely didn't notice that beforehand, which that was really cool. It's nice to see little details like that, because it's almost like re-experiencing the movie again for the very first time. but with fancy new detail and stuff that definitely shows some of the Batsuit's imperfections, like the molding of the cowl, and how like Michael Keaton's eye makeup isn't like completely dark black, it's more like a grayish color, just little things like that, but that's really not a big deal. And the movie also sounds fantastic. I don't have anything fancy as far as like, a sound system goes or anything, but it still sounded really, really good. So this is definitely the best way to watch this movie in my opinion. I've seen it on pretty much every major format, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and now 4K. So if you really like this movie and you have the means to watch it in 4K, I highly recommend it. So, those are my thoughts on the 4K release for Batman 1989. Now, as I did mention at the beginning of the video, they also released Batman Returns, Forever, and Robin in 4K as well, but I only picked up this one, which I'm not really regretting it or anything, because in September, they're coming out with a really cool steelbook box set for all four of them, which I do intend to get, and we'll hopefully do a review of when the time comes, so make sure to check out that, in the future. But anyway, if you guys picked up Batman 1989 on 4K, or if you dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, let me know it's down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.